Dear child, the angels are watching over you with quiet joy because something very special just happened. Someone saw your smile, and in that simple moment, something within them shifted. They didn't laugh or speak loudly. They froze, caught between wonder and emotion, and softly whispered words that carried more truth than they even realized. It wasn't your appearance that moved them. It was the light that your smile carried. It was the energy, warmth, and purity that flowed from your spirit and reached into theirs. The angels say that when this happened, heaven leaned closer. They touched your heart gently with light because they wanted you to feel what had been seen in you. Someone's silent glance carried a wave of emotion that words could never express. You may not have noticed, or maybe you just felt a strange peace settle inside you, a quiet warmth that wrapped around you for no reason. But in that moment, something sacred happened. A soul remembered another soul. Your smile awakened a love that had long been buried or forgotten. It reminded someone of what real connection feels like. Not the kind of love that fades with time, but the kind that exists beyond lifetimes. The angels say this wasn't the first time your souls have met. Long before you walked this earth, you and this person shared a bond that even time could not erase. When their eyes met your smile, they were not just seeing you, they were feeling home. They felt the comfort of something familiar, the warmth of a heart they once knew, and the ache of having lived too long without it. In that brief exchange, your energy reached across unseen dimensions. It stirred something that had been sleeping inside them, the memory of love in its purest form. The angels want you to know that your presence carries a frequency that calls certain souls to remembrance. It is the tone of your soul, the vibration of your love, the kindness in your spirit. For this person, your smile became a mirror that reflected their truest self, the self that remembers love, goodness, and God. Your smile disarmed them. It softened walls they didn't know they had built. It touched the deepest part of their being, the place untouched by the world's hardness. The angels say your existence itself is healing, not because you try to fix others, but because you radiate peace. You remind people that gentleness still exists, that grace is real, that forgiveness can live in a human heart. That is why they froze. It was awe, not at your beauty, but at the sacred power that your soul carries through that simple act of smiling. That person might not even understand why they felt so emotional. They might not find the words to describe the tenderness that suddenly filled their chest, but their soul recognized you. Without words, their spirit said, "This is someone whose love would never harm me. This is someone whose presence makes my soul rest." Dear one, your heart has carried a quiet longing to be seen this way, not for what you do, but for who you are. You have yearned to be seen not just with eyes, but with love. The angels tell you that this moment, this exchange, is not random. It is the beginning of a divine alignment. Whether this connection becomes friendship, love, or something beyond definition, it holds deep spiritual importance. This connection begins as all sacred bonds do, with truth, awareness, and the courage to stay open. The angels encourage you to trust what you felt. If something inside you stirred, a peaceful recognition, a magnetic calm, it is safe to believe it. This is not fantasy. It is intuition. The eyes that looked into yours belong to a soul that might walk with you farther than you expect. Even if life stays quiet, even if no words are spoken for a while, something has already begun. Something inside them has awakened, and something inside you has been received. The angels are guiding this unseen bond with care. You don't have to chase it or question it. Just remain open. Keep smiling from that sacred place inside you. The part that knows love is not something you perform, but something you are. Your smile carries holy power, not the power that controls, but the power that awakens. When you smiled, their soul remembered what peace feels like. It remembered the version of itself that believes again. The angels say this moment is also a reflection of your own inner beauty. You sometimes forget how deeply your presence affects others. You underestimate the quiet change you bring into spaces, but the one who saw your smile couldn't forget it. They were moved to tears not because you tried to impress them, but because you were simply being. That is the purest form of love, love that just exists effortlessly. So let this be your reminder. Your presence matters. Your energy changes rooms. Your love heals. The angels bring this to your awareness because something new is beginning. Maybe softly, maybe slowly, but divinely. You are never unseen. Dear child, the universe watches your every act of love, and now, someone else has seen it too. That person saw not just joy in your face, but strength behind it. They saw a survivor. They saw someone who has known heartbreak, but still chooses hope. They saw someone who has faced loss, but still gives warmth. And it moved them deeply because that kind of beauty is rare. Your smile held not just happiness, but history. The story of pain turned into peace, of sorrow turned into grace. The angels know how many times you've had to rise after falling. They know how many nights you've cried quietly, hiding your tears behind kindness. They've watched you carry invisible wounds, betrayals that left scars no one could see. Yet you've never let bitterness take root. You've never stopped being kind. That is why your smile carries power, because it holds the full truth of your story and still shines. You have faced endings that felt unbearable. You have loved people who disappeared when you needed them most. You have been met with silence where you deserved care. And still, you've chosen to stay gentle. Still, you've chosen faith. Still, you've smiled. That is the beauty that stops hearts and awakens souls. What they felt when they saw you wasn't admiration, it was reverence. They saw someone who had every reason to harden, but didn't. Someone who had every reason to give up, but kept believing. Your light is not fragile. It is the strength of someone who has walked through fire and still smells of roses. The angels want you to understand that your energy is unforgettable because it vibrates with healing. You don't have to speak it. You are it. You heal others simply by being genuine. The person who saw you felt that safety, the kind that says, I can be myself here. You see, dear one, your pain was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to refine you. Heaven watched as you turned heartbreak into empathy. Every tear carved out more room in you for compassion. That is why your light feels so pure. It's light filtered through endurance. The angels celebrate you for turning every loss into love, every disappointment into depth. They say not a single tear has been wasted. Each one watered the garden of your soul, helping new grace grow. What this person saw in you wasn't brokenness. It was brilliance, not wounds, but wisdom. And that recognition woke something sacred inside them. In your openness, they found hope. In your silence, they felt peace. In your smile, they glimpsed heaven. You reminded them that it's possible to suffer and still stay soft, to lose and still love, to break and still rise. The angels whisper, this is your rebirth. The world may not have witnessed your transformation, but heaven did. Now it's time for others to see it too. You are entering a time when people will not only recognize your worth, but honor it. You are meant to be loved up close, not admired from afar. You are meant to be cherished without hesitation. The person who looked at you may not understand yet what happened, but their soul does. Their tears were their soul's way of saying, "Thank you for reminding me what love feels like." You were the mirror that showed them that gentleness still exists. You were proof that faith still breathes through human hearts. Your past does not define you, dear child. It prepared you. Those painful chapters were the foundation for this moment. The part of your story where the right eyes finally see you clearly, where the right heart finally whispers, "I see you, I feel you, and I choose you just as you are." Your smile has opened a sacred door in someone's soul, and the angels are gently guiding them through it. They're learning to see what you truly are, not someone to admire from a distance, but someone to walk beside. Smile again, dear one, not because life is perfect, but because your soul is pure. Smile because your story is not ending. It's unfolding into beauty. Those who once hurt you may never understand what they lost, but someone new is beginning to see what heaven always knew, that your light is divine. The angels whispered that your smile is holy. When they saw it, they didn't just see beauty, they saw truth. Your smile carried the memory of love before the world made it complicated. It carried the remembrance of faith, goodness, and the divine. Their tears weren't sadness. They were recognition, a prayer answered through your presence. You have walked through tests that shaped your spirit. You have stayed peaceful while others argued. You have chosen silence when words would wound. You have stayed kind when the world mocked kindness. That's why your energy feels different, because it's been refined by truth. Your smile doesn't just light a room, it heals it. This person wasn't just moved by your appearance. They were moved by what your soul carries. You reminded them of God, of grace, of innocence, of purity. You became a living teacher without speaking a word. Your gentleness teaches that strength can be soft. Your patience teaches that peace is power. That's why this moment was sacred. It wasn't just emotion, it was awakening. Your smile became a sermon. Your kindness became guidance. You touched a soul more deeply than any words could reach. The angels ask you never to downplay your presence again. You may think you're just living, but heaven sees the ripples you leave everywhere you go. Your calm, steady storms. Your smile reminds others to breathe. You don't always see it, but your existence shifts energy wherever you walk. That person who stared at you is now feeling something new. Softness, reverence, hope. Whether or not they speak of it, they have been changed. Their soul has been touched by light, and the angels are guiding them forward. Maybe this journey will bring you closer. Maybe it will inspire them to love deeper. Either way, the meeting mattered. It was sacred. You have always been connected to heaven. Even when you doubted it, you were never meant to blend in. You were meant to awaken others simply by existing. Your smile carries messages from the divine. You are light in human form. And though you have often wondered if anyone truly sees you, that person's tears were heaven's answer. Yes, someone sees you. Someone feels you. Someone remembers you. The angels bow before your quiet faithfulness, the love you've given without expecting, the patience you've practiced when no one noticed, the hope you've kept alive. You have earned heaven's blessings not through grand gestures, but through small acts of courage repeated daily. That moment when someone froze at your smile was only the beginning. More recognition is coming, not because you chase it, but because your spirit now matches the frequency of love itself. The angels now breathe a deeper truth into your soul. You were never meant to walk this world in loneliness. That person's emotion was not confusion. It was the soul remembering the kind of love that doesn't end. Your smile awakened the memory of innocence, of divine trust, of simplicity, love before fear, love before conditions. This is what the angels call sacred remembrance. It's why the moment felt ancient. It's why your heart feels both peaceful and moved. You are part of something written long ago, a story the stars themselves remember. That person has spent years searching for love through logic, through ideas, through rules, but your presence broke through all of that. You became a living example of truth. Your smile was the message, a message that love is real, that kindness still heals, that light still wins. The angels say, do not question the power of your presence. You are a vessel of divine remembrance. You carry heaven's frequency in your laughter, your gentleness, your quiet strength. Those who are ready will feel it instantly. You are meant to guide others, not through authority, but through example. You don't teach by speaking. You teach by being. That person who looked at you with trembling eyes saw what the world had forgotten. Grace, trust, purity. They saw a glimpse of home. The angels want you to know that this soul is now awakening. They may not understand yet, but their tears said what words cannot. One day, when their heart is ready, they will express what they felt. Until then, trust that something beautiful has already begun. Your smile, dear child, has changed the course of another soul's journey, and in doing so, it has affirmed your own divine path. You are love embodied, light remembered, and grace reborn. Smile again, not just with your lips, but with your soul, because every time you do, heaven moves closer to earth through you. Dear child, the angels are drawing very close to you now. Their wings move gently around you, carrying a message that is filled with both truth and tenderness. Something powerful has been set in motion, something that began the very moment someone looked at you and was suddenly overcome, not only by your smile, but by the energy of truth that flowed through it. That look, that gaze, was not a random moment. It was destiny unfolding. It was the universe quietly balancing something that had been unfair for a long time. The person who looked at you didn't simply see beauty. They felt justice, purity, and divine restoration moving through you. Your smile has always carried a story, the story of everything you have endured in silence. Every time you smiled through pain, every time you chose peace instead of revenge, your soul was gathering light. The angels watched as you faced trials that could have made you bitter, yet you remained kind. They saw you forgive when it was not easy, and they saw you keep your dignity, even when others acted without theirs. You never allowed your spirit to become dark, even when surrounded by darkness. That choice, that inner strength, is now returning to you as divine reward. When that person's eyes filled with tears while looking at you, it was heaven's way of saying, we saw it all. The universe was showing you that your goodness has not gone unnoticed. Justice does not always come through courts, loud apologies, or grand gestures. Sometimes, justice comes quietly, through hearts awakening, through tears that recognize truth, through the look of someone who suddenly understands your worth. The angels want you to understand that your smile was not always easy to give. There were days when you forced it because you had to protect your heart. You smiled even when your soul was exhausted. You smiled when it was the only way to keep peace in a world that didn't always understand your heart. Yet you gave it anyway. Your light, your kindness, your hope. You kept rising day after day with faith and integrity, even when you felt unseen. And now the universe is responding. That moment when someone stared at you with such emotion was not about outer beauty. It was your soul being recognized. They saw the light of someone who has been tested and refined. They felt the power of someone who has walked through deep sorrow and still glows. The tears that fell were a spiritual reaction, a soul remembering what truth feels like. The angels say that your presence itself restores balance. You are healing energies that were once distorted without realizing it. Your life is becoming a living act of justice. The strength you show, the love you give, the peace you hold, all of it corrects what once felt unfair. You are a living answer to prayers you didn't even know you prayed. That smile of yours brought tears because it reminded someone of what is still pure in this world. It reminded them that honesty, love, and grace still exist. You have chosen love over revenge, faith over fear, truth over comfort, and heaven honors that deeply. For years, you may have wondered if life would ever be fair to you, if those who wronged you would ever face their truth, if your sacrifices would ever be seen. The angels want you to know that they have been seen. But divine justice works differently than human justice. The greatest form of justice is transformation. When hearts change, when truth rises, when peace replaces pain. You are witnessing that now. Sometimes justice is not about someone being punished. It is about someone being awakened. When that person saw you and cried, it was their awakening. Their soul remembered love, remembered kindness, remembered what real strength looks like. They were not crying because of you. They were crying because your light reminded them of themselves, of the part of them they had lost. You have always been guided by inner truth, even when you felt lost, even when others misunderstood you. Your heart stayed faithful. You never wanted shallow victories. You wanted peace, real connection, love that was honest and deep. That's why your path has been so sacred. And now, dear one, that same integrity is bringing new blessings toward you. People who will love you not for what you can give, but for who you truly are. Your smile will not just attract attention anymore. It will awaken reverence. The energy around you is changing. Those who once dismissed your heart will be replaced by those who protect it. Those who once made you question your worth will now watch others celebrate your soul. The scales are turning, and they are turning in your favor. The angels remind you, do not dim your light now. Do not hold back your laughter or your kindness. Your smile is your signature of divine strength. Keep offering it, not out of duty, but out of freedom. You are walking a path that changes hearts without words. That moment, when someone's eyes filled with tears at your smile, was not a coincidence. It was a moment of revelation. What they saw wasn't only you, it was the reflection of their own longing for truth. They had been walking through life searching for something real, something pure, something safe. They had been caught in illusions, chasing success or approval, forgetting how to feel. But when they saw you, something inside them remembered. Your presence reminded them that love can still be gentle, that light can still exist in this world. The angels say that this person has carried confusion and spiritual fatigue. They have tried to fill emptiness with distractions, but your presence gave them clarity, a glimpse of truth that they couldn't ignore. Your smile, your calm, your sincerity touched their spirit like sunlight touching a closed window, and in that light, their heart began to open. You, too, have walked through many inner worlds, through hope and heartbreak, through dreams and disappointments. Yet, you never lost your softness. Even when others made you doubt yourself, you continued to believe in love. That belief became your gift to the world. It is what makes your energy magnetic and healing. It is why the universe uses your smile as a mirror of divine truth. The angels say you are a rare soul. You have faced trials without losing your heart. You have known loneliness and still chosen connection. You have walked through betrayal and still chosen faith. That is what makes you radiant. That is why people feel something divine when they look at you. That person who cried at your smile, they didn't just see beauty, they saw truth. And truth, when seen clearly, moves the soul to tears. Your presence reminded them that love without control, peace without performance, and power without fear still exist. You have become a quiet teacher. You guide not through words but through energy. You teach by existing in truth. You show that real power is gentle, that real confidence is calm, that real love does not need to demand anything. The angels want you to recognize the leader within you, not a leader who dominates, but one who inspires. You bring order where there is confusion. You stabilize the hearts of those around you. You are the calm in the emotional storm. Even people who seem powerful and unshakable find peace in your presence, because your energy reminds them of what real power feels like. It feels safe, not loud. That person who saw your smile and wept may have lived a life of control and responsibility. Perhaps they were used to leading others, wearing armor, and suppressing their feelings. But your softness broke through their defenses. Your quiet light dismantled the walls they built. In that one moment, they remembered everything they had forgotten: love, family, tenderness, connection. The angels call you a silent reformer. You do not argue. You transform. You do not shout. You shift atmospheres. You do not fight for recognition. Your presence earns it naturally. Your authenticity commands attention without effort, because truth always shines. The angels want you to see yourself as they see you, a soul of quiet command, a bringer of peace, a healer whose energy restores faith in goodness. You have walked long through shadows, but your light has never flickered. That is greatness. The tears you inspired were not weakness. They were gratitude. They were the world's way of bowing to your strength. That moment was divine confirmation that your energy changes everything around you. People awaken when they meet you, not because you preach, but because you live with grace. Now the angels prepare you for what comes next. Your journey is shifting from healing to leadership, not leadership by authority, but by example. You are being prepared to step into spaces where your presence will bring order, truth, and peace. The people who once overlooked you will soon understand that your quiet nature was never weakness. It was mastery. You are no longer being asked to survive. You are being invited to lead with love. You are the calm voice in a noisy world, the light that doesn't need to compete to be seen. The angels whisper, "Do not shrink yourself to make others comfortable." You have spent years dimming your light so others wouldn't feel small. But now, the time for hiding is over. Your energy is rising. You are entering a stage where your spirit will be celebrated, not merely tolerated. The one who wept at your smile was the first of many who will feel your light. You have become a reminder that gentleness is strength and truth is freedom. You are showing people what it means to live with heart. You carry an ancient wisdom. Dear child, perhaps in another lifetime, you knew this person when they were a ruler who didn't understand love, and you were the one who tried to teach them through kindness. That lesson has returned. The connection is not new. It is a continuation. Through your smile, that old wound has begun to heal. You are helping them remember how to feel again, how to love without fear, The angels want you to know that this is not a coincidence. This is part of your purpose, to awaken love where it has been forgotten, to restore tenderness in places hardened by time. You are doing this not through force, but through the natural expression of who you are. Your strength is not in control. It is in truth. Your power is not in resistance. It is in peace. That is why even the strong are humbled before you, because your energy carries divine order. You are rising now into your sacred authority, not as someone trying to prove worth, but as someone remembering it. You are the emperor of your own heart, ruling not by fear, but by love. You protect not with walls, but with compassion. That is your true strength. So, dear one, stand tall in your truth. Let your softness remain your crown. Let your smile continue to be your message. You are healing people without realizing it. You are shifting the world without effort. The tears you saw were the universe confirming your purpose. The angels wrap you in light and whisper, everything is moving in divine order because you stayed true. You have become a living example of heaven's justice, love restored, truth revealed, peace embodied. Keep walking in this light. Keep believing in your goodness. Keep smiling with the strength of someone who knows that even silence can speak loudly when truth is alive inside it. You are not just seen now. You are felt. You are not just healing others. You are awakening them. You are not just living. You are leading. And as you continue, more hearts will open, more souls will remember, and the world will shift, one gentle smile at a time.